welcome back. Well, last week we showed you our fishing trip out to the 24 fathom line off Surfers Paradise, and we're still out here, and I wanted to talk. We got quite a mixed bag as we showed you. In fact, there are a large number of different species of fish in that bin there, and we're all going to very much enjoy eating them tonight. But I wanted to ask Neville about a couple of fish that aren't particularly common. One of them being the Traglan Jew. Now, I wrongly called it a cobia Jew last week. That shows how much I know, doesn't it? Yeah. Let's just pull one out. Tell us about that, Nev. I mean, Jewfish are pretty well legendary in Australia, aren't they?
They are, Chris. But the beauty of these, they're beautiful eating fish, and you lose very, very little when you fillet them.
Yeah, they're very plump, aren't they?
Yes, you take the fillet off them, and you lose very, very little fish on the backbone. Beautiful eating,
yeah,
and very vicious feeders too. When they start, you can pump them right up to underneath your bait.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's a small one, incidentally.
Yeah.
You can get them like this out on the continental shelf. They get quite big.
They get quite big, and they're excellent sport, aren't they?
Oh yes,
I mean,
yes.
In a way, they felt similar to the tailor coming up. Not quite as vigorous, but similar to the tailor.
Well, they don't move as much, but they got more beef about them when they do go. Yes.
More strength. Nev, the other fish that we caught, the fish of the day, and the one that I claim as mine, even though Joy actually landed it, because I happened to be on the mobile phone. I'll have to leave that at home from now on. Was this squire. Now, again, legendary in Australia, aren't they?
Yes.
They occur pretty well all around the coast?
Yes, Captain Cook was the first to find them in Australia, believe it or not, and he named the snapper.
Yeah.
And he named it after a fish he'd seen in South Africa.
Right.
And a lot of them spell it S-C-H, but it's not that at all. It's S-N-A-P-P-E-R.
As in snapper.
Yes, and they're really beautiful when they come out the water.
Yeah.
See all the blue spots all over them? They really are a lovely fish, and a lot of people say, snapper don't fight, but by gosh, young Glenn got a 24 pounder the other day, and they fight all right.
Yeah. This one had run about 2.5, wouldn't it?
Yes.
3.
Yeah.
2.5 or 3.
Probably 3.
3 pound.
Yeah.
Now, they call
more
them
than 3 pound.
They call them squire at this size.
Yes.
But when they grow up and that hump on their head develops more, they become a snapper.
Yes. You get a rather big lump on here from bumping into the reef when they're feeding. Yes. Yeah, that's what does it. Fish like this in New Zealand don't get that lovely pink look. They're more greeny. And they don't have any bumps on them, or very few of them.
Is that right? It's a similar species.
They're feeding on a different sort. They're feeding on weed over there, whereas they feed on reef here.
Right. Now the other fish we caught was the tailor, and again a fish which is known almost all over the world for its vigorous fighting qualities.
Yes.
They're I mean, you can see they're streamlined. They're a surface fish, even though they feed on the bottom.
Yes, and that fish will bite you off as quick as look at you. Haven't got wire on. We were just very fortunate today. You notice I have one bitten off.
Yes.
They'll bite the line off just like
go straight through the line.
Straight through. Yeah.
But they go into I guess feeding frenzies are attributed to sharks, but these go into a feeding frenzy, don't they?
They're smiling. Joy's into another one there. Yeah, they do. They feed in schools and they just come in snapping when they.
Right. Yeah. And they feed on bait fish.
Yes.
Schools of small hardy heads and things.
Hardy heads. Yeah.
And again, not renowned in Australia as an eating fish, are they?
No, they're not. But I rather like eating them.
Right.
And a lot of these fish, Chris, that people say aren't good eating fish, the way you can eat them is to take your fillet and prepare the fish for the pan, soak it in milk for an hour or two before you cook it, and then cook it. And it'll come out like beautiful.
Like pearl perch or whatever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
The milk firms the flesh up a little.
It not only firms the flesh up, I think it takes the game taste out of it also. It more or less marinates it.
Yeah, right. Because the difference between a fish such as this and the ones that feed on the bottom is the fact that these eat other fish, whereas the bottom feeders, we're being showered with tailor here, Neville, whereas the bottom feeders tend to eat weed and molluscs and things like that. So effectively you're eating what amounts to a carnivore when you're eating a fish like this.
Exactly.
Whereas when it comes to the squire, they're almost a ruminant. They're almost what a cow eats. There you are, another tailor came in. Beautiful fish. All right, well, Nev, it's been It's been marvellous, been great fun. We'll come back next week and have a look at that quite remarkable fishing computer.
Oh, yes, I will.
Yeah,
Okay.
still a lot of jumping. Probably failing.
Two of them. Look at it. Look at it.
Oh,